how so basically what we do, we like to have people introduce themselves. I don't know how people feel about that. Sometimes I think about it like, is that rude? I don't know, but
I'm
just
going with the flow, man.
Yeah, okay, good.
I like that.
Yes,
right,
right.
All right.
So,
All right, man. Well, I'm J.Williams, man, aka 8, man. These are my books. I got CBM Publishing in effect, man, and I'm here to tell my life story, man. As always, man, just giving it to the peoples, man. Hood to hood love, man. You know what we do.
Wow, right, exactly.
Okay.
Appreciate you coming down,
And I appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir.
It's a great place to be.
Yes, sir. So, Jay.
Call me 8, man.
Okay, 8.
Yeah.
8. So, where do you hail from?
Well, man, I would have to say, man, Belknap, man, is, a place I was born and raised up, man. But, I'm from a little bit all over the city, man.
Mm-hmm.
But, Belknap's my stomping grounds.
Okay. And you spent most of your time around here? Or did you ever leave the city or anything
Well,
like that?
I've always traveled, man. I've always enjoyed living my life,
Nice.
man. Just, having a good time, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little bit of that by myself. I did a little bit with the Source magazine, man. So, it's just about, man, expanding my growth, man. But I've always, went out of state and just had fun or whatever.
yeah, you got
Absolutely.
And those are elements that's in your books, right? Like,
Absolutely, man. Well, my books take place in probably I want to say 6 different states. So,
Yeah, I started reading that one right there on the left. It's funny because it's the wrong turn, right? But I'm like...
Absolutely, man. Wrong turn right, man. Just... That's from to age 18, man. But there's so much, man, the impactful that happened, man, that you can get a lot from that book. And this one right here, Source of Information, man, is to age 26, man. It's part of a trilogy, but you get a lot just in 2 books.
So this is like documentaries, right? Like biographies, right?
Right. It's just true.
Okay. So why a trilogy? Why a trilogy?
Well, I felt like I had a lot to tell, and one book just wouldn't capture it all, man. So, right here, just the 18, man, a lot happened in that world, man, and that affected me, man, for a lifetime, So I wanted that to just have its own platform, man, so you could just see what's going on. And then from age to 26, man, you just basically get the growth, man, from each stage of life, man. And now you get to see me, man, in trilogy, man. You'll basically see gangster just going legit, man. You know what I mean? Just turning a new page.
Okay. And is that like the purpose of this? Is like to spark like inspiration or trying to, I don't know, give somebody just a different outlook of how they could take their lives?
Of course, man. I mean, I feel like, man, we've been so detrimental, man, into the neighborhood, man. We was the one causing all the havoc and chaos, man. It's only right that we try to give back, man. Try to get the people, the little youths that's following our footsteps, man. Try to give them a different path, man. Growth, man, on a different level, man. They're more advanced than us, man. Y'all have a lot more opportunity than us, and it's just about taking, advantages of those opportunities and just being great.
So a lot of people may not know or be familiar with the name Belknap. What is that?
Well, that's actually Belknap Village, man. That's a neighborhood we grew up in, man. It's like on the section of Mattapan, man, on a little bit, man, towards Hyde Park, man. But it's like its own world, man. It's one way in, one way out, man. And it's a group of guys that grew up together, man, and we've actually kept that connection, man, 30 plus years, man.
For real? Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Which is unusually, that's highly unusual in the hood, man.
Yeah.
So
you don't hear about that every day, for real.
Absolutely.
For real. But like when I do hear it, it is like it's a familiar type of feeling because it's just that camaraderie and all that stuff, that just goes on, and it's a really precious thing. I would like more people to delve and embrace that type of thing.
Right.
you know. So like I don't know how to ask this without like asking you to give up too much of the book, but like what was the reason, like why did you feel like, oh, I need to write this book and make a publishing company out of it?
All right.
You know, which one came first? Let me ask you that first.
Well, everyone always used to say, man, my story was a book, man. They used to be like, listen, man, just by reading a little glimpse of, you know, the papers that they used to clips and everything, they used to be like, listen, you've been through so much, man, that people couldn't even fathom. You know what I mean? So I always knew that I wanted to express myself and do that. And just from my neighborhood, man, we're always about, you know, being entrepreneurs, man. If we're going to do something, man, we're just going to do it for ourselves. You know what I mean? We're not just going to, you know, give someone else some money. So that was my take on opening a publishing company, and that I can give back to the community and, you know, give back, especially to the prisoners, man, because that's where I came from. You know, I just did 12 years. So for me, I can't leave them and just forget about them. So that's something I always thought about.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad you're giving back, for real.
Right.
That's really,
yeah,
bro, that's really nice. Like, no bullshit. But you can go. Like.
Oh no, I mean, I was enjoying the questions.
Hey,
I was
I'm
like,
enjoying the spill already, man.
Say,
You know, all content management is a great platform, and I'm already enjoying myself.
Word, good. That's good to hear. So I only made it to chapter 10 though.
Right.
On this one, I'm still reading it. But I bought the book. I want to say Monday. But I don't even read books like that. So for me to even just, I mean, you know, I have it on Kindle on the phone because it's easier to scroll. But I'm reading it and I'm like, what? Yo, this is dope. Like, yo, I gotta keep reading. There'll be times where I'm like reading it and I'll be like, I gotta go to bed. Like, yo, it's literally like one of those, like, it's like, you know, you're like, oh, Belknap Village, that's over there by River Street. I'm like, yo, I've been to those places. You know what I mean? Like, and we never really get to hear the Boston story. You know, it's always like, oh, this is Atlanta, this is that. So it was good to be like, yo, nah, they're right around the corner.
Bro, like now I feel like, now I know how the people in New York or in Atlanta feel when, you know, they see or hear or read about something that happens in their city, you know what I mean? Because it's not, like you said, like it's not often you hear these type of things, especially not from like the, you know, the black side, you know what I mean? You're going to hear more like Irish mob and all that other type of stuff, you know what I mean? You're going to hear more of that type of stuff more often.
And people don't understand, like, Boston has so much history, man. Like, we've been everywhere, man. Like, even with the Source magazine, like, we basically traveled everywhere. Even at a time when, you know, Source magazine was like the center of hip hop. It was like the second biggest magazine selling in the world, man. It was a great platform, man. Benzino fucking ran the ship, man. Dave Mays was great. And like, yo, man, we had a solid team, man. So it's like wherever we went, man, we was respected. And, you know, we made our mark. So it's like, it wasn't just Boston, man. People just realized, man, like, okay, we did something here. Now we took it on the road and was respected for it.
For real, I like it.
Right.
When I was like, you know, doing my research on you and stuff, and I was like, I like, you know, I'm younger, so
I'm not too old either. I was the young guy in the bunch, man. Listen, man, don't put me in that.
Oh my god!
All right, that's right.
No, shut it down.
Right? But like, you know, it's just like I didn't know the connections of that was so deeply like intertwined in the city like that. You know, man, I just didn't know like the history of that. You know, I've seen the Source plenty of times. You know, growing up, I've seen it all the time, and I just didn't know it was like something that was from here. I was like, oh, that's, you know, L.A. I'm thinking L.A. New York. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of those places.
Right here in Boston,
that's
Mass,
crazy.
Man. You know what I mean? And became like a mega world, man. They actually had the Source Awards and two TV shows. It wasn't just, you know, and everybody at the time, there wasn't the internet really popping like that. So if you really wanted to be known, you had to go to the Source magazine, man. And 5 stars, you know, 5 mics mattered, man. That really meant something back then. So when it all came and it started here, man, and that's what people don't realize, like, we was everywhere, you know, with the greatest of stars, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, and the people that came before the gangsters right now, man, those were the ones, man, that paved the way, man. Those were the ones, man, even before I came around, man, you know, the people that was running RSO and all that, man, like, they started a platform that, you know, everybody looked up to, you know what I mean? They was the ones, the pioneers and everything, man. So, you know, Boston as a whole, man, just, you know, we've always been connected, always been together, man. Of course, everybody's going to have their little squabbles, but, you know, Boston is a team.
For real. Well, these days, you know, that's kind of hard for me to, like, really envision, but I could see what you're talking about because, you know, I always talk to people and they tell me, like, how it used to be and stuff, and, like, you know, what you're saying just validates that or reinforces what, you know, people have told me.
Right.
You know, so seeing the direction of how it is today, like how there's really less of that what you're talking about right now. Like, what do you think contributed to that, for it to come this way now? Or do you just think it's just a new time, new era? That's just how it is.
I mean, listen, man. You know, no matter whether it's, man, back in the days or right now, man, you know, it's the same thing, man. It's the same cycle, man, you know, but everybody has to mature with age, man. You know, when you're young and dumb, man, you just don't realize what you're doing, man. You know, it's always, man, I'm just going full steam, man. You don't realize, like, I look back at it now, man. I had, like, probably over 4 or 5 times, man, that I got caught that I was facing over 30 years. You know what I mean? Now I'm mad at all the times that I did it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you don't realize what you're going through, man. You just realize, man, that I have to rep the team. You see what I'm saying? But when you get older, you see the same people. I'd really be in jail, man, and dudes that were warned, man, for 10, 15 years. Now they live together, man, and they basically are forced to say hello and be friends.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you mature with age, man, but people need to get that a lot faster. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, because there's money out here, man.
Exactly. And there's so much talent out here too. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh man, wait.
Like, we should be, me and this dude Lenny, we should be, like, being flooded with, you know, artists that's coming up and want, you know what I'm saying, teams and groups and stuff.
You're gonna get that now.
For real.
It's work, yo, man. It's I'm sure you know, as you know, it's always like a struggle at the beginning or a struggle the whole way, but that's only if you look at it that way.
Right.
So it's always growth. Like you said, maturing and, you know.
Right,
being,
man. Man, I have to applaud y'all, man, because this is a platform, man, that I've been trying to get to. You know what I mean? So it's like, for you to do it, man, and y'all started, man, listen, this is something that can blow up and take y'all anywhere. You know what I mean? So it's a great thing.
So, do you know, are you working on the 3rd book right now?
I'm actually working on 2 books at the same time. I published these and dropped them both, you know what I mean, at the same time. So I'm working on 2 new books. I'm working actually on a sex book. So I'm going to drop the sex book first, man. You know, switch it up, man.
Hold on.
Yeah, my computer just
Can always be with the thugs. So we're going to switch it up, man, and then we're going to drop the part 3 of the trilogy, man, which is going to be, I think, even better than both books. So.
Okay, all right. Word. Yo, I was when I was doing some research. Is it still on?
No, sorry. Well, that's on though.
Okay.
And my phone's on.
Okay. When I was doing some research, what did I see? Okay, hold on. I wrote it down on my phone. Hold on. I seen something about your book, and I was like, what the heck? It was like it was classified as something, and I just need to know why. Hold on. Okay. So it said that your book falls in the science fiction department. I don't know why that is.
Well, listen. Well, not the science fiction.
It's alternative history, science fiction, or something like that. Let me see, because I literally wrote it down.
I put it in. At first, you know, I had to worry about, you know, suing purposes, so I make sure, man, everything's straight, man. But then I talked to Rosemary, man, one of the best lawyers, man. Actually, my personal lawyer, man. You know, last name not even to be named. We don't need that, man. But you know, she overlooked everything and everything's straight, man. So everything's past the statute of limitation. I can talk about whatever.
Cool.
I switched up the names anyway, so you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So mind you, I gotta give you a round of applause too for becoming an author and stuff. That's real like impressive to me. And starting your own publishing thing, that's really beautiful. So is it just you solely who runs Casual Business Moves?
Right. Yes.
It's just okay.
Just me personally.
Yeah. Okay. And like, okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how did you? Well, I wanted to. Yeah, how did you decide? You were just like this is what I want. This is the Casual Business Moves. Like, how did that?
Well, like I said, I was in jail and I always wanted to do it, man. And I came home, man. My brother, man, M3, Mike McNeil, man. He as well, man. When I was locked up, used to talk about writing books, man. And then when I came home, he was like, "Listen, man, let's get on the wave." You see what I'm saying? And he got locked up, man. Unfortunately, man. And once he was down, man, he started the wheels, man. It started spinning, man. He told me, "Listen, I'm in the lab. I'm really doing it, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm doing the books, man. I got one, man. I got another one coming, man."
Right.
And I was like, wow, you know what I mean? I was home and I was motivated, man. You know what I mean? So I was like, listen, man, this is something we talked about building, man, and we thought it was gonna be a great plan, man. We're always about some different ventures, man. So it was like, let me do it. So I actually did it on the street, man. I did 2 books at the same time. Once I started rolling, I always knew that.
Oh, sorry, my phone. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Well, anyways, I always knew the story. You know what I mean? So the story was right there. So it wasn't something I had to just think about. You know what I mean? Because I knew the story. So it was just an easy read.
Sorry about that. I was gonna ask. So have you? So you've only published your books. You haven't published somebody else's books yet. But is that is that an avenue that you're?
Well, actually, in like next year, probably around mid next year, I've already started taking in a couple of transcripts and stuff. So I'm gonna be I want to do 20 books in the next 2 years.
Ooh,
okay.
Oh, right there.
You know what I mean? So I want to start publishing everybody's stuff. I got cookbooks coming out. I got poetry books coming out, man. I have, so it's gonna be a little bit different from everybody. And then I actually want to do something for the prisons, man. Do a little program for them, man, or whatever, so I can get some of the authors, because there's a lot of talent in there, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's definite. That's great stuff, man. I wanted to know, do you do the printing and distribution too, or?
Well, I have a printing company, man. So everything's out of pocket. So I own everything down to the dot. So
hey, that's what I'm talking about.
There's no middleman, no nothing. Printing my own books, edit it, man. Get paid the editor. So everything is owned by Casual Business Moves. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Why that name?
Well, I like to be casual. I like to be casual, as you can see, man. I'm about my business, man. And listen, man, if you ain't making moves, you ain't doing nothing, man.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
When Lenny put up the Instagram name,
right,
the Instagram handle, I was like, what? Like it caught me, like it caught my eye. Like I was like, Casual Business Moves, like that is smooth. Like it really captures so much, right. And then now meeting you and actually talking to you, like it suits you like so much. You know what I mean? So
thank you, I appreciate it.
For real. So I mean, I don't know what else to ask right now. I mean, I got some more questions. I got like a lot of questions.
I like to say, man, Casual Business Moves, man, it's just not a publishing company. So it's a publishing / media company. Okay. So, we have a lot of things in the work. And, you know what I mean? Right now, man, I have private chef, man. I did a lot of events over the summer, man. Mm-hmm. So I have my chef that comes in there, man, and he'll do something at your spot, man. Then I have the best barbecue, man, in the spot, man, and I have a master smoker, man. So my master smoker, man, just have the meat falling off the bone. So, we do a lot of things, man. So
what kind of events are these?
Man, we've been doing them all summer, man. Had great turnouts, man, and just everybody's been happy, man. So it's like just moving. That's just 1 or 2 things that we're doing, but we have a lot of things, man, in the mix.
Okay.
So those events, though, are they still happening?
Well, it's getting a little cold, man.
True,
you know
true.
what I mean? And we bring the crowds, man. So
Okay,
usually
it's
like
out,
3
okay.
hours, man. But the last one was over 100 people, man. So like we bring the crowd. When we do it, man, we always bring something exclusive, man. And it's about doing something different, man. Something that the hood usually doesn't have.
Right, right.
And it's for us, you know what I mean? So it's about giving back, man. And hopefully, man, we could just start doing this in different neighborhoods, man. You know,
Yeah.
just for, you know, I would love to just do something, man, a couple of the projects and just, you know, do something for them, man, and just for the little kids or whatever, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Always.
I'm definitely feeling that, you know. Me personally, and Lenny too, I know he does too. We love like doing stuff for the community and with the community, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
you know, when the next time, whatever, you know, just keep us in mind.
Oh,
That.
man, absolutely.
Absolutely. For sure.
How?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all this stuff, it been everywhere. How did the source? How did that even start? Like, how did you land?
Well, see, I came on board afterwards, man. The source was already a well-established, man, man. It was just, you know, Dave Mays that started it, and he built a platform that, you know, was the biggest thing in hip-hop, you know what I mean? Benzino came on, man, and he basically, man, brought everybody on board, and that just not our crew, but, man, at one time, man, he brought them there, all of Boston on board, man, and that's caused a lot of the violence to stop. You know what I mean? Because everybody came together for one cause. And then, you know, obviously money, man. You know what I mean? So the one cause is money and fame, man. You know what I mean? And that's something that Boston always had, man. Boston has great talent. You know what I mean? It's just that we don't get the platform we deserve just because we don't stick together as one. You see what I'm saying? It's hard for us to come together and just support one thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but we have it here, and it's our turn. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. Shoot, wow. You gotta keep going. Well, let's see.
Part two, man, got a lot of things in there, man. We got like the situation, man. You seen the Rough Riders documentary, man. So that's in here right now, man, about the beef that we have. We have the Paul Pierce situation, man, how he got stabbed and all that. That's in there. We haven't just been a lot of Boston, man, just, you know, and the Source Awards. So I went to 3 Source Awards, man. So I got to see a lot of the stars, man, a lot of the superstars, man, and just upfront and personal, man, and just having them just perform and just enjoying the show right there. You see what I'm saying? So I covered that and make sure it's something you can Google and you can see and experience it right there, man. So, you know.
So what was your role? Like, what was your specific role?
Man, I didn't have a role, man. Listen, we was just good guys, man, making a lot of money in the neighborhood, man, and just surrounded by good friends, man. Like, we was all team. We always had each other's back, man, and it was just about us being a unit. You see what I'm saying? So when everybody rolled, we rolled, man, and that was the good thing, man. It's like we all had each other's back, man. It was always one, man. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like that needs to come back. Like that right there, like you don't hear about that.
Yeah, that just sounds like a whole fantasy to me.
Yeah,
like,
another place.
Boston has it, man. You know what I mean? And it's just in a negative way right now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But the connections are there, man. It's just that they need to just get it for the paper. You see what I'm saying? It's like so much money that involved in, and there's a lot of money in the city, man. And like dudes can do some real great things, man. You know what I mean? And the next star is supposed to come out of here. And it's the young dudes, man. I just heard some fire, man, from the young dudes, man. Listen, they got it. You see what I'm saying? It's coming. They're gonna be the next town.
Right.
We've been waiting on it.
For real, send them my way.
Trying
Man.
to-
They need an interview, like, send them my way. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna even waste that opportunity. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Right?
For real.
Covering all the superstars.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely feel you on that. You know, because before me and Lenny started doing these podcasts and stuff, we was out there. You know what I mean? We was out there either doing shows or, you know, interviewing people at shows, and I can tell you from my own personal experience, you know, even just from just some ciphers that I would go to. You know what I mean? I see it. Like I see the drive. I see the willpower. I see it. Like it's really there. I see the attention to detail. You know, some of these kids, they have good mentors in terms of the music. So they, you know what I mean? So they're not just rah-rahing and just putting whatever together. So, yeah, you know, big ups to the youth, you know. If you're watching, hit me up. Try to get on the show.
Right. We do pretty good with the promotions. I mean, you see the flyer, everybody's sharing it all over the place. So
are there any names? Because, you know, it seems like you know of some people. Do you know anybody or any couple of names that you know to look out for?
I'm not gonna put no names out there because everybody be. But listen, I can definitely say there's some heat coming, man. And I heard some heat that hasn't been released, man. And there's a lot of things coming, man. And it's talent, man. I'm just hoping, man, that dudes can curve it, man, into a positive manner. You know what I mean? Because we can always. It's easy to just pick up a gun. It's easy to just go there, man. But you know what I mean? Just to do something, man, and positive and get some money behind it, that's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing me and my crew was always about, man. We was always about, listen, whatever we doing, we gonna try to get some money. You know what I mean? We're always gonna try to do some business. We'll try to do whatever, man, just to improve us as a name, man, not just in the dirt, man, but just in the corporate world. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they need to pick up faster, man.
For real. All right, so I want to talk more about your books.
All right, man, let's get into
it. First and foremost, where can we find your books?
Well, I sell them personally, man, the signed copies, man. They're on Kindle. I have them on Frugal down in Frugal Bookstore down in Roxbury.
Okay.
This one source of information is on Amazon exclusively, and yeah, I'm about to put them on a lot of different platforms, man. I'm just waiting for something big to just come up, man. So after that, man, we're just definitely gonna just flood the spots.
So wrong turn right. You said that was basically your journey from a youth to 18, right? Right. So without giving away the full plot or the full
because I'm gonna read it
thing of the story.
Don't talk about it too much.
Yeah, without giving
I couldn't tell you if I wanted to, man. It's just a lot. Man.
Right. Okay. Right. So it's like it's so hard because for me, I don't talk to authors often. Right. But usually when I do, it's usually not on camera, so then I could talk and find out a lot about the book, whatever. So it's like who would you say is a good audience for this book?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, you're following the growth, man. You're following a pattern, man, and you're following something that could save your life, man. You know what I mean? It's just not about, me doing dirt. You see what I'm saying? It's keys, man, and tools in here, man, that you can pick up, man. It's things that in life, man, that if you're paying attention, man, that you'll see coming to light, man. You'll see things right before you, like, oh shit, man. And if you're in the game, man, those are things that you have to be aware of, man. But it's also about growth, man, on a positive level where it's like you might be wrong right here, but you always have a chance to change things and make it right. But just don't do it too late. Because life is quick, man, and things happen and just, a drop of a dime where you be like, oh man, and there's so many people in jail that's changed their life around, that are right now, that are righteous, man. You let them out, man, they'll be pillars in the community, but it's too late for them. They'll never get that chance again. So those are the things, man, I just want these people, man, to just learn, because I was in there with the youth, man. I was over there telling them, listen, man, you see my predicament, man. You see me doing life, man. You see, and a bunch of lifers. It's not like we were just over there salty, and man, we was over there trying to tell them, listen, this is your path. This is what you can do, and this is how you break away from it. You know what I mean? It's a hard pull to do, man. Of course, man, you go home and your friends are right there. So, but you come to terms, man, later on in life.
Wow. Shoot. So, well, a lot of people, when they get out, they don't always have like an avenue or that mindset. You know what I'm saying? And some people they just the recidivism is like a real thing. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just fall back in because they don't have any of these answers or any solutions or whatever, guidance, whatever. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of like doing shows like these too, where people have real experience, so they could talk about it and try to, you know what I mean? Because I try to talk to people too, but it's hard because you know what I mean. You gotta.
I get it, man. Listen, man. That's why I'm big on prison reform, man. Because you have to understand, man. If you're not getting the tools you need, man, to come out here in society, man, you're already set for failure. And like, there's only so many spots, man, that are catered to you just winning, man, when you get out, man. And Norfolk is probably like the only one, man. There's a couple other places, but Norfolk is basically, and that's if you think Norfolk has things that no other facility in the country have. Like we actually was cooking. We had Ben and Jerry's, man. We have oil, grease, ovens, like baking cakes. You're not gonna get that, but on the same path, we also have college. We had trades. You had things that set you up for when you was going, and you had a council of inmates, man. So they brought the concerns of the inmates to the administration. You see what I'm saying? Like in that spot, you have to think there's no cameras. So you're in a place in a unit with one CO, no cameras. Anything can happen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was in a lifeless block. You see what I'm saying? But I was safe and I no concerns or whatever, anywhere where I went, but it's a place that you would think that chaos would run wild, but people actually calmed down because you gave them other alternatives to win. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And people from Norfolk came home and everybody's winning.
Okay, see, so that's a good model right there. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give us something, man. You give us something, man, and you know what I mean? People don't want to go to jail and come out worse. You see what I'm saying? You give us something to expand our mind, man. You give us something, man, to reach for, man. Right. Everybody will strive. They had music programs where people can, express their talent that way. You know what I mean? They have so many things, man. Like you can go ahead and get your degree. You could go ahead and get, your welding license, man, and anything you wanted, man. But those people are coming out and they don't have a problem. You see what I'm saying? I know you said that we have a problem about people going back in jail, but the real stats are once you do a lot of time, those stats go away. Like 80% of them just come back. All the lifers and stuff, they don't commit crime. And if they do go back, it's over like something small or something. It's a misdemeanor. It's nothing like they go crazy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we have to understand we're like fourth in the nation in just lifers. You see what I'm saying? This is a dot of natural lifers. Like you're gonna support. Massachusetts doesn't even have the money, and you're trying to support people to 100 years old till they die, and they've been nonviolent for 40 years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, man, give them a chance, give them an opportunity, change it to 25 to life, man, so they can have something, man, to be a positive influence, man. Not everybody's a criminal that can't be reformed, man. They know who's gonna be bad. Everybody know who's gonna be bad and who can't come out. The ones who can, give them an opportunity. And that's what everybody needs, man. Just a chance.
For real. Yeah, I really agree with you because I really feel like there's like a blanket. They use like a blanket procedure like for everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't. Me personally, I don't see a lot of like individualism towards individual treatment per person. You know what I mean? Like I don't see a lot of that. So yeah, you know, I'm just like really just absorbing what you're telling me right now.
Man, listen, I was serving natural life. You see what I'm saying?
And what does that mean?
That means you die in prison.
Oh,
You have no day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That means it's over. You see what I'm saying? Rap. You see what I'm saying? I came out of that, man, expanded my mind while I was in there. And, you know, I was in there pretty good. I did 12 years, never had a fight.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm a loudmouth just like I am now. You see what I'm saying? Everybody loves me, man. You know what I mean? But that's the unity that I built, man. I built block to block love. You see what I'm saying? I got young dudes, I got old dudes, man. I got everybody from OGs, from everybody's block. They cool with me. You see what I'm saying? And all the young dudes, man, that came across in the joint, they know, man. They cool with me. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about just trying to be, oh yeah, I did this. It's about, man, listen, man, we're in this together. You see what I'm saying? And when you're in there together, man, you figure it out.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean?
For real. Shoot, the more minds or people, love, whatever you want to call it, that you have, just better things that could happen, especially when you get people on the same page, you know. So I definitely feel that. I'm just glad you were able to come out of it and do better, you know, for not just for yourself, but for the community and people in the future. Because I literally have people asking me like, yo, what's good with that publishing stuff? Because I want to know. You know what I mean? So like your work is only just beginning. I know you know that, but you know, I'm just telling you right now, as somebody from the outside looking in, you know.
I mean, well, it's just not me, man. It's just, you have to understand, man. It's a team thing, man. You know, one thing I have to say, man, I can't just be like, oh, it's all me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, I was groomed under some real motherfuckers, man. You know what I mean? Some people that just was like, listen, we're gonna stick together, we're gonna come up together, and we're gonna be successful. You see what I'm saying? Like, no matter what we did, we was always winning. You see what I'm saying? But only reason why we was winning was because we was always sticking up for everybody else. If we saw someone down, we picked them up. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. A lot of people, man, don't understand, man. Your team's only strong as your weakest link. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we had weak links. You know what I mean? You can shake that tree, man. You're gonna try to find the bad apples, man. But people don't understand is when you're in the gang, man, there's too many bad apples to see. You know what I mean? Like I stated in the book, man. You're gonna face three things, man. You're gonna face death. You know what I mean? You're gonna face someone telling on you, man, and you're gonna face, you know, someone in your crew doing long time. That's just the facts, man. You know what I mean? Someone in your crew is gonna tell. I don't care how tough you are, man. Whatever, man.
Oh my God.
Dudes is gonna tell, and they gonna tell on you. You see what I'm saying? And they gonna be like, damn, man, that was my dude from day one.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what you didn't see, man. You didn't pick up the tools of the book, man. You didn't see things, man, because I was brought down by people that was close by me. You see what I'm saying? And it's not like I didn't see it. I was like, I see it. You see what I'm saying? But after you're playing a game. And I always say, man, it's a quarter, man. You play that game, man. Once that quarter run out, it's over.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That one time.
For real.
Damn. Yo, that's a lot to take in right now.
Yeah.
You know? I was gonna say we could do a quick break, you know.
Yeah.
Play a couple songs.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Of course, you know. And y'all, yo.
One time, man, you know I'm gonna be back, man. CBM Publishing already.
Yeah.
Man.
He ain't going nowhere, man. We got much more to talk about.
For real, we do.
Hey, what you wanna play?
Yo, cause you know it's been good times. It's been good conversation. You know?
Yeah, man.
I mean, the weather's nice. It's cool. It's just been raining a little bit, but it's still good. It's still good weather.
Oh,
okay. Right? So you know what I'm talking about.
Thank you for tuning in, man. I'm about to come back, man. Just stay, man, and you already know.
For real. Be here. Just